First of all, Scott, we look back to last weekend's game, the victory at Barrytown United. That was their first league defeat since January the 13th at Jenner Park, and prior to the game with the New Saints, they'd won all 6 so far this season. That's a good confidence booster for the side going into this weekend's Nathaniel MG Cup semi-final.
Yeah, they were on a great run of form. You know, you're watching their results and you're watching their highlights, and very, very strong team, very well organised, and the team ethic there is superb. You can see that they're playing for the manager. You can see they're wanting to roll their sleeves up and have a real go for their teammates. And that's high on my priorities of what I expect from my players is a team ethic, a work ethic, and a willingness to win and do well. So I'm not surprised they've done so well, because they've got some very good players there, Barry, and it was an excellent way to stop a mini slump, if you like. You know, it was a draw and 2 losses. I can't remember the last time that has happened in a number of years. So it was nice to play well firstly and show how well we can play, and then the result always follows. If you play well, the result usually follows.
And the game against Cambrian and Clydach, I guess, Scott, you would always prefer a home draw, especially against teams outside of the top flight. Sometimes the pitches might not be the quality that we're used to playing on. However, this is a 3G pitch.
Yeah, it's a 3G pitch. I played in the last game against them in the Welsh Cup, where we played on a pitch that wasn't great. I've got to be honest, you know, and you don't really want to go away and play teams on pitches like that, because it's hard enough to go there and dominate anyway, because of that cup final spirit, and the pitch is very enclosed, and the stadium is right by the pitch, so I've been told. So yes, they'll have a good following there. No excuses, because it is 3G. We're used to that, so we're putting a strong team out and making sure that we, if we do everything in our power to go through to the final. We've won it the last few years in a row. We don't want to slip up in our semi-final. We've already gone out too early in the Ironbury Cup for my liking, which was highlighted as one of my cups that I'd love to go as far as I can and go on better than last year. So, make no mistake, we'll be in a positive frame of mind for Friday night. And
continuing with our opponents, for those perhaps who are not aware of where they are at this moment in time, they are 5th in a 16-team league. They're 5 points off the top, but the top of that league, which is the second tier of Welsh football, is as tight as the JD Welsh Premier League, just 2 points separating the top 4 sides. So it's a competitive league, and that's what they're used to.
Yeah, there's some good teams in there. You've got obviously Penny Bont leading the way with an excellent coach, and they're looking to strive and to go into the Welsh Premier League, and obviously they're looking for licensing and to go up. So there's a few teams in and around that league that can do a job, and you look at teams who have come up previously, they've done very well. So we've got to be aware of that and make sure that the information that I've been given and the players' strengths and weaknesses are taken on board by our players, and we make sure that we've got all the know-how and whatever to go through, because it's no good just turning up there and expecting to win. You've got to do the work. You've got to make sure that you give them respect, because we're in the semi-final. They've beat 3 Welsh Premier teams already and at home, so we won't be going there thinking we're on an easy ride and can just turn up and win.
And how do you prepare for a game like this? It's not always possible to go scouting all over the place due to time restrictions, of course. So how do you prepare for a game like this?
So first of all, I'll have a look at their results. The previous results have been good. I'll have a look at who plays for them, Welsh Premier experience they've got in their side as well. And then I'll speak to several people that I know down there and give me some information on their team, how they play, who we've got to watch, the style of football they play, the crowd. Is it intimidating? Is it going to be a big following? Is it going to be enjoyable for our lads to? Oh, okay, there's a good crowd here, and it usually spurs you on. So all these things are taken, and obviously the key elements of that are relayed to the players, because I want them to know. I want them to know that they're on a good run. They're doing well in their league. Certain players they have to be wary of. That's what we do.
We've already referred to the Barry Town victory. That was a massive confidence booster for the New Saints. But our opponents on Friday, they themselves have taken 3 JD Welsh Premier League scalps already this season. Barry Town, United, Aberystwyth and Newtown, all at home, so they will be full of confidence themselves.
Yeah, they'll be going into it thinking, why can't we go one further? An excellent run of results and beating those teams. We've already talked about the run that Barry was on. Aberystwyth were on a great run, and Newtown have done very well in the actual league itself. So, it's not easy to beat those 3 teams. So, listen, we won't be in any negative mindset there.
The Welsh League Cup, the Nathaniel MG Cup, in England, teams are often accused of not taking the corresponding competition seriously, but that's not true for us here at the New Saints.
No, we don't play a lot of games in our league. We don't play Saturday or Friday, Saturday, Tuesday. We only play a handful of games midweek. So we're missing a game this weekend through the league fixture. So it'll be a very strong team playing in the cup game. We don't want to let lads who haven't played miss the opportunity to get minutes, but we also realise that it's got to be a very strong team, and when you've had a good victory like last week, you'd want to keep your place in the team.
And with the final coming quite early in the season, still February when we play, of course, it's an opportunity for whoever gets there to get some early silverware in the cabinet, and the New Saints have won the competition 4 seasons on the bounce, 9 overall. The likes of Adrian Chislovich, who came in the summer of 2014, have yet to taste defeat in the Nathaniel MG Cup.
Yeah, when you put it like that, it's great credit to the players and the staff who've obviously been here and dominated that competition. And like you say, we've taken it seriously because it's silverware. You want to get that silverware. You don't, you could finish football and not win anything. And it's always nice to win trophies. It builds spirit into the camp. It pushes you on. It gives you extra games. There's lots of positives in it. So likewise, it's with the Welsh Cup. We take that seriously. Great competition, and we want to win this competition again.
We've played 2 games so far, both on the road, Prestatyn Town and Llandudno. Both of them were emphatic 5-0 victories. So this game on Friday is another that we go into full of confidence.
Yeah, 2 5-0s. I mean, it could have been slightly different at the start of the game against Llandudno, but we pulled ourselves round and got that spell in the game where it could have gone either way. It really could. They had chances. That's what happens when you change your team around. I think we had probably a lot of changes on that evening anyway, but whatever team we put out, we're confident enough to go through. And
in the 2 previously mentioned games, you have used the squad perhaps a little bit more than maybe in the JD Welsh Premier League. Will that still be the case this time round?
Yeah, obviously we've got Ben out on loan, so he won't be involved at the weekend. But other players who have been pushing and have been coming off the bench and making making strides towards a first team start will be given a chance, whether it's from the start or whether it's from the bench. But we'll have a good look at what we need to do against them on Friday and adjust the team accordingly.
And finally, going into the game, what is the injury and availability situation of the players?
Yeah, there's a couple of lads that took knocks from the game on Saturday, so we'll have to assess those Thursday before the game Friday. Blaine's still struggling with his ankle a little bit, so we're going to have to be patient with him and not rush him back. Apart from that, we should have a full squad to choose from.